Hello, I'm John Coleman from ApocatastasisInstitute, an Institute for the Humanities and Alternative College and High School here on New Milford, Connecticut, USA. The purpose of this broadcast is to get our weekly fix of poetry. This time around, we're looking at Wilfred Owen's 1917/1920 poem, Disabled. We are now, as of this broadcast, within the octave of Veterans Day, as we call it here in these United States, and Remembrance Day, as you call it in Europe. In either case, we're looking at the end of the First World War, the Great War, a pivotal time in Western life, not just militarily or politically, but in many ways, in many bigger ways, I believe, than just the political or the military. Now, as you can see in the Chiron, this poem was published in 1917 and 1920. What the hell does that mean? It means that Wilfred Owen, who is the gentleman pictured here, wrote the poem whilst he was still alive in convalescence in 1917. He subsequently died towards the end of the war in the following year, and it was published officially in 1920. It felt very weird for me to say 1920 was the year of publication, because usually they match up pretty evenly, the year of composition and publication. But for himself, I decided to put both dates, the year of writing, 1917, and then the year of actual publication after his death posthumously in 1920. Anyway, this is a fearsome poem. It is a foul poem. It is a disgusting poem, but it is a necessary poem in this octave of Veterans Day. If you want to get darker still, and there is a truth in darkness, you will read Dalton Trumbo's book, Johnny Got His Gun. This is the most disturbing book I have ever read in my life, and it will cure you of every war itch and every blood fever that you might have. This is one of the most horrible books. No, for me, it is the most horrible book I have read. It is one of the most horrible books ever written. And we should always remember what war is, and we do that by reading Wilfred Owen's poem, Disabled. He sat in a wheelchair waiting for dark, and shivered in his ghastly suit of grey, legless, sewn short at elbow through the park. Voices of boys rang saddening like a hymn, voices of play and pleasure after a day, till gathering sleep had mothered them from him. About this time, town used to swing so gay, when glow lamps budded in the light blue trees, and girls danced lovelier as the air grew dim, in the old times before he threw away his knees. Now he will never feel again how slim girls' waists are, or how warm their supple hands. All of them touch him like some queer disease. There was an art silly for his face. It was younger than his youth last year. Now he is old, his back will never brace. He's lost his color very far from here, poured it down shell holes till the veins ran dry, and half his lifetime lapsed in the hot race, and leap of purple spurted from his thigh. One time he liked a blood smear down his leg after the matches carried shoulder high. It was after football when he drunk a peg. He thought he'd better join. He wonders why. Someone had said he looked a god in kilts. That's why. And maybe too to please his Meg. Aye, that was it. To please the giddy jilts. He asked to join. He didn't have to beg. Smiling, they wrote his lie, aged 19 years. Germans, he scarcely thought of all their guilt, and Austria's did not move him, and no fears of fear come yet. He thought of jeweled hilts for daggers and plaid socks, of smart salutes and care of arms, and leave and pay arrears, esprit de corps, and hints for young recruits. And soon he was drafted with drums and cheers. Some cheered him home, but not as crowds cheer goal. Only a solemn man who brought him fruits thanked him and then inquired about his soul. Now you will spend a few sick years in institutes, and you what the rules consider wise, and take whatever pity they may dole. Tonight he noticed how the women's eyes passed from him to the strong men that were whole. How cold and late it is. Why don't they come? And put him into bed. Why don't they come? Tu autem Domine miserere nobis. Thus is Wilfred Owen's poem, composed in 1917, published in 20, disabled. In this octave of Veterans Day, in this octave of Remembrance Day, considering the anniversary of the First World War. If you want more to really understand what that time was that we've lived in since, you will read Dalton Trumbo's Johnny Got His Gun. You will read everything put out by Wilfred Owen, every single word. Then you'll enroll at ApocatastasisInstitute. And whatever the case, thank you so much for hanging out this week and enjoying some poetry at Apoc.